Mike's Daily Podcast.
Let's see. I can't hear myself because the headphone volume is down. Why would you have the headphone volume down? Hey, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. It's episode 1586. It just doesn't make sense at a radio station to have your headphone volume down. What's the point?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
You're supposed to be listening to the station. I don't get this. Welcome to Cafe Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont.
Anyway,
I was going to sing a psychedelic song and get all psychedelic-y. Wow, I love to sing like it's some classic rock station song. Wow! Hope you enjoyed that. That probably made no sense.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Well, it's not my fault.
Folks, you're my friends, you're my folks, and
Mike's
I have to tell you,
Daily
where I work full-time,
Podcast.
I work with some really nice people.
Yeah!
Yes! I know, you might go, no, Mike, you don't. I do. There are some nice people. There are a few nice people that I enjoy seeing every day. Let me tell you, though, that this is the only place I've ever worked where everyone is sick all the time. It's crazy.
you've got to be kidding me.
All the time. People are ill. They be illin'. That was not Run DMC. Was that Run DMC? Oh. My knowledge of rap is so tiny. You could fit it inside of a minuscule little teacup. Look who walked in.
Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Jelly. Too hard to get job supervisor. Oh my god. I hear there's gonna be a new Doctor Who very soon.
That's right. Doctor Who. It's going to be a female, and they're already showing the new, trailer for it. Or the opening sequence. I'm so excited. Look who else is here. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer, Mike. I hear that I'm going to be in the next podcast for the podcast picture for the drawing. Mm-hmm. Yes! I'm so excited about that.
And here's today's podcast picture.
What was that? Oh, we were talking about... Oh, I don't know what's happening now. I got distracted because I watch sailing doodles on YouTube, and they're always in the... the picture that they have on YouTube where they... not kind of like the podcast picture when you listen to Mike's Daily Podcast at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1586-Delete, which some of you who are fans of this show have never been to MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1586-Delete. This is a website I pay for out of my own pocket. It is locked down by my website company as far as it's secure. Don't worry about it. It's not like Facebook where I don't ask for any of your information. So Facebook, like, they ask for, before you can go on the website, you gotta have to tell them this and that and everything else. And mine, no, because I don't need your information. I don't need your data. I don't data mine. I'm not like that. I'm not like Mark Zuckerberg, who just wants to whore you out. It's not my thing. So just go to my website, will you please? Because this show is completely represented by my website. The craziness, the absolutely ADD-ishness, not to put down people with ADD or ADHD or AD. What's going on? How's it going, Double D? That's what this show is on the website, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, and past shows. And I gotta back up. I gotta back that bleep up because I gotta back up all. I've done 1,586 shows as of today. Wait, or is it 1,587? I'm a little bit misled. 1,587 today, and that is because 1,586 today. 86 was the year I graduated high school. It was the year of We Built This City on Rock and Roll and all those wonderful songs. West End Girls. Doot, 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 doot. And what was the other big one? How do I know if he really loves me? I say a prayer with every heartbeat. Falling in love is so bittersweet. It could be love. How can I be real? I don't think that's how it was. You Be Illin', though, came out in 88. You Be Illin' was by Run DMC. Then what am I thinking of? What was the all-female rap band?
Wait, what?
I really don't know rap except for this. This, for some reason, got into my orbit. Oh! Partly because this came out right after their remix and cover and collaboration with Aerosmith and Walk This Way. So this was the follow-up single. And so all us white kids are like, hey, wait, rap's kind of cool. And then they also had this one, which...
Very vital to rock around. That's right. On time. It's tricky. It's like, here we go. It's tricky to rock around. To rock around. That's right. On time. It's tricky. It's tricky.
Yes. So that was rap in 88, 87, in that just general zone. And then it went all kinds of directions, your NWA and everything else. Listen, this show isn't about rap. It isn't about a sickly staff that I work with. It's about you. And it's all about to change. Because we change every day, don't we? The only thing that's consistent is change. That's what Katsuko Saruhashi told us. What? No, wait. She's being observed today because it is her birthday. She was born on this date in 1920. She is no longer with us, but she is featured in the Google Doodle today. And she, if you click on the Google Doodle and you go to Wikipedia, apparently she was a Japanese geochemist who made some of the first measurements of carbon dioxide. That would be CO2 to you scientific folk. And that would be the measurement of it in seawater, and subsequently showed the evidence in seawater and the atmosphere of the dangers of radioactive fallout. Results of the nuclear tests at Bikini Atoll in 1954. The Japanese government asked the Geochemical Laboratory to analyze and monitor radioactivity in the seawater and the rainfall. And then, oh my God, and by 1964, the radioactivity levels showed that the western and eastern North Pacific Ocean had mixed completely, and by 1969, the traces of radioactivity had spread throughout the Pacific. This was some of the first research showing how the effects of fallout can spread across the entire world, not just the immediate area. And we thank Katsuko Saruhashi for this. And we also thank the Bikini Atoll for bringing us the bikini. Yes, the bikini was named after the Bikini Atoll because bombs were going off there, and the designer said, hey, it's like a bombshell, this new outfit that shows off so much of the female form. There you go. Speaking of islands, Maru Morandi, he is the Isle of Budeli's sole resident. Each day for the past 29 years, Mauro has woken up to a golden sunshine illuminating the Mediterranean Sea. It's a view that doesn't grow old, and one Morandi doesn't share with a single soul. The enigmatic 79-year-old lives alone on the beautiful Isle of Budeli in Italy's Maddalena archipelago. He called this slice of paradise his own since 1989, when he departed mainland Italy in an attempt to quit modern society and start anew. Could you do that? Could you live on your own island? I mean, it would be kind of lonely. Where is Tiangong number 1 as it falls toward Earth? Chinese space station on a collision course. Possibly by the time you hear this, we'll have found where it has fallen. It's as big as a bus. But it should not be, that. From what I heard on NPR, it should not be that big of a boom when it hits the Earth. And it could fall on mainland United States as well. The WhatsApp co-founder, Brian Action, who got paid billions for his WhatsApp creation, now he says Facebook should be deleted. Hashtag delete Facebook all over the web. Hashtag delete Facebook. WhatsApp co-founder Brian Action left Facebook Inc. last year. Now he's saying others should do the same. He is at Brian Action. Acton. I'm sorry, it's Acton. Not Action. I slipped in an I. And you know what? You can slip in all kinds of things if you're not careful. 2018 Tuesdays when he said delete Facebook. That has taken off as a hashtag. Oh! Okay, meanwhile, there's a Men in Black spinoff. Tessa Thompson to join Chris Hemsworth in a Men in Black spinoff. What? Tessa Thompson joining her Thor Ragnarok co-star Chris Hemsworth in Sony's Men in Black reboot. Fate of the Furious filmmaker F. Gary Gray is set to direct the movie, written by Iron Man screenwriters Matt Holloway and Art Markham. It's going to come out by next year, by summer of next year. Wow. Whoa. Oh my God, no way. Another movie I will never see. No way. So that should be interesting. Or a bomb. YouTube bans more firearm videos. Days before National Rally for Gun Control. A current search on YouTube for the phrase "how to build a gun" returns more than 25 million results. Modify the search to just gun and the amount of hits double. But they plan to change that. YouTube is. Now on to Trump. Apparently he and Macron, the French leader, he spoke to his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron. Donald Trump did. Yesterday about how the U.S. and Europe might come together on trade and take action on Russia. Really? Trump wanting to take action on Russia, even as he congratulated Putin on his win?
I say it's better to get along with Russia than not.
Mark Zuckerberg, let's get to this now. I totally talked about it in the past couple days, but he has apologized for the data debacle that has upended Facebook and left the door open to testifying before Congress. And he started up with, I'm wondering, him being he's a quasi-millennial, isn't he? I wonder how he'll start this sentence.
This was a major breach of trust.
Oh, they cut it out. He actually started off by saying, so, this is a major breach of trust. He likes... Like a lot of millennials likes to start off sentences with, so...
I'm really sorry that this happened. We have a basic responsibility to protect people's data. And
I'm really sorry. Why does he always wear that shirt? That same shirt. Wear a frickin' suit. You've just offended the entire U.S. and the world. And you're wearing your stupid little t-shirt you wear all the time. Oh, he's so accessible, Mike. No! You wear a suit, you go on the frickin' TV, and you say, sorry. He said sorry. Is he Canadian?
if we can't do that, then we don't deserve to have the opportunity to serve people. So our responsibility now is to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And there are a few basic things that I think we need to do to ensure that. One is making sure that developers like Alexander Kogan, who got access to a lot of information and then improperly used it, just don't get access to as much information going forward. So we are doing a set of things to restrict.
That was another so. Did you hear that?
Restrict the amount of access that developers can get going forward. But the other is we need to make sure that there aren't any other Cambridge Analytica is out there, right? Or folks who have improperly accessed data.
I mean, the whole point of Facebook is to make me a lot of money. And the guy that, was played by Andrew McCarthy in the movie, he has billions and billions of dollars now. And he left Facebook when it became an IPO. And so what I'm saying is that me and my hot Asian wife, we would really like you all to stay on Facebook because it makes me a lot of money. And so that might be my opening word, my Gen Xer opening word, is that he was talking to the New York Times. And, oh, by the way, The Economist did a whole thing about this. And I only bring that up because it was in my face when I just clicked on this just now. It's Mike reading the internet. MIKEs-DAILY reading the internet. But yeah, on the daily,
2050, there may be 1 billion electric vehicles on the road worldwide.
He said for the first time that in December of last year, when the special election in Alabama happened, they discovered that some Macedonian accounts were trying to spread false news.
That's right, on Facebook. A Macedonian account was trying to spread fake news about that. Remember that whole wonderful thing against Roy Moore in Alabama? This Macedonian account was trying to get Roy Moore elected? What? And this was the same account that apparently brought us Viagra commercials and spam back in the 90s? That's what he was saying. Who is this? This reporter is Kevin Roos, a business columnist for the Times. He got to interview Mark Zuckerberg, but he didn't record it. I guess the recording quality was bad, so he just talked about it, which is so exciting. But he brought up one of the questions he had asked Mark Zuckerberg was, hey, this business model that you got, it's not good because, look, it's everybody's mad because you've basically Equifaxed the crap out of everyone. Again, we've been Equifaxed. So what do you have to... And Mark Zuckerberg is, so back in the day when I started Facebook in my dorm room, at Harvard! He's always got to mention Harvard! I had no idea this was going to happen, this kind of world. And now I'm going into Edward Snowden. Kind of sounds the same way, actually. And now I'm going into Carl Sagan. Billions upon billions of... Back to Mark Zuckerberg. He said that he had no idea that he would be influencing elections. Back in the day, he said, when I started Facebook in the dorm room, I had no idea that this someday would get this big. Which is no excuse, it does not excuse you from any of this, Mark. You've created this monster, you've profited from it, you've deal with it. And you know what? Now the public's going to deal with you. This guy, who's totally Republican, was talking to me, and he likes to talk and hear himself talk. Unlike me, I can't stand it. Ew, I'm going to turn my headphones down. Headphones. I'm going to rip my headphones right out of the wall because I just can't stand it anymore. I just can't take it anymore. And I'm not going to take this anymore. No more. Time to stop.
It's time to stop, okay?
Yes.
No more.
This guy I talked to, he loves to hear himself talk. He said, Facebook is liberal, and what they want to do is take down Trump. So the fact that they gave all that information to Equifax, the analytical Cambridge, is that they did that because they wanted Trump to win. Huh? What? Like, his logic was just, he couldn't. Not that my logic's the best, but hey, it's highly illogical to discuss things that anyway, I just collapsed upon myself.
Anarchy! I don't even know what that means, but I love it!
Highly illogical. So there we go. That's the end of the shows. We go outside a cafe anyway. We bring in Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth. I hope you are doing well. I might be a little unwell. I might be a little Rob Thomas-y unwell. That's okay. We continue on. Next show will be Benita, the disgruntled fiddle player, and the brewmaster. Enjoy your day.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Oh, and the podcast picture is of Basil the boxer looking at a little poppy growing in time for spring. A little poppy picture. This was over at Fairmont Ridge in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Isn't it cute? Aw, bark, Basil.